Let's discuss more strategies. Remember, on the red line, there's no more than one bulb. On the green line, there's at least one bulb. And on the white line, there's exactly one bulb. So let's look at the triangles satisfying two conditions. First, all three sides are colored red or green, but not the same. And secondly, on the green side, at least one of the two vertices has a bulb. So the triangle rule says that if there are two green lines and the red line, then the intersection of the two green lines must have a bulb. And if there are two red lines and a green line, the intersection of the two red lines must be crossed off. Well, this is very easy to verify. So for example, if this is not a bulb, then this is a bulb, this is a bulb. So this cannot be a red line. If this is a bulb, then this is not, and this cannot be green. Well, let's look at some examples. There's not a single cell with a positive value. So the natural thing here is to look for heroes and survivors. So to do this, we can look for a horizontal or vertical dead corridor. And we find one here, and this is a hero. But no more. So how do we proceed? So here, this diagonal line is green because of this. This is also green, and this is red. So this must be a bulb. And similarly here, this is green, this is also green, and this is red, so this is a bulb. And now we have another dead corridor here, and this is almost dead, so this is a hero here. Down here, and this is dead, this is almost dead, so a hero here. Now if we look at this part, we see a familiar pattern. Green here, red here. So this is green, and we're done. Now let's go back to our basic patterns. So the corner rules here. You can also do a triangle rule. So this is green, red, cross off. Green, red, cross off. Green, red, cross off. And for the general corner rule, we have the diagonal which is green, so either this or this is a bulb. And the horizontal line and vertical lines, they are red, so this has to be crossed off. Another example is today's puzzle. So first we start from here. We have two home cells, one red line, which is not enough, so we need at least another one, so it must go here. Corner. Now this is green, red, cross off. One here, hero here, corner, one here. So the next thing I did is corner here, green, red, so cross off. Corner here, green, red, cross off. Later I found that I don't need this if I do this first. So one here, one here, one, 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 one. Corner, green, red, red. Cross off. One here, one here. Corner, corner. One here, corner. Survivor, hero, hero. Now for this one, I have 4 home cells here, and 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. So we can cross off these. But we can also do 1, 2, 3, 4 red lines. So we cross off these. Corner here. Then what I did actually is corner here. So this is green. No, this is green, red, and red. So cross off here. But later I found that this is not necessary. If I start with here, you see, this is a survivor. Then survivor here. 1, one here, one here. So after all, today's a very hard puzzle. Seems not that hard if we apply these triangle rules throughout. Now let's go back and look at the triangles. Now that's from the last puzzle. One here, another triangle here. Today's puzzle, we start with this. Actually, this is another rule I'm going to talk about in my next video. So one here. And they all look the same. One here. One here, which is not necessary. I find this rule extremely useful. I mean, of course you can do something like this. One of these is not a bulb, so it has to be saved by this one. So this must be a bulb. But I personally find that the red, red, green, 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 red approach seems to work better for me. So your case may be different. Okay, next we move to polygons. Now this is actually one of the mistakes I made in my last video. So here I have one supercell and one red line. But this is wrong because the supercell has to be covered by the red line. So the correct way to do it is like this. So we have 1 and 2 red lines, 1 and 2 supercells, and they are covered. So we're 2 and 1 here. Three lines. Now this is corner. So this is one of these and one of these. But we can also draw a quadrilateral here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we count the number of bulbs in this quadrilateral in 2 different ways. One way is do this. So one of these, the total is 2. And another way is one of these is a bulb. That means one of these must be a bulb. and then we can eliminate this. So it's basically double counting. Next, we look at a pentagon example. Well, this is a big puzzle, but actually, these 3 quarters are easier. Let's look at this one. So first of all, this is green, red, red. So this cross off. Green, red, and red. So we cross off this. Now we have a pentagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice that each side of this pentagon can be a red line. Therefore, we cannot have 3 bulbs, because at least 2 of them will be adjacent to each other, which is impossible. On the other hand, this is green, and this is green. So we already have 2 bulbs here. That means this one cannot be a bulb. Therefore, we go this here, and the rest is straightforward. So quadrilaterals and pentagons are not as common as triangles. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.